We will continue with our biology chapter. Today we will study some more important questions in the lesson. Okay, fundamental unit of life. The first question today is, what happens if plasma membrane breaks down? What happens when plasma membrane breaks down? So what is plasma membrane? Plasma membrane is the permeable membrane which surrounds the cell. You know that. So that you write first. Plasma membrane is a selectively permeable membrane that surrounds the cell. So they are asking what will happen if the plasma membrane is breaking. Okay. So if the plasma membrane is breaking, what will happen? Whatever is present inside the cell, it will come outside. The contents which are present inside the cell, what will happen? It will come outside. Okay. If plasma membrane ruptures means breaks. Okay, if it breaks, what will happen? The contents of the cell will come outside along with the unwanted material. Along with the unwanted material. Along with the unwanted material. Okay. So what will happen if unwanted materials and along with the unwanted materials, whatever is present inside the cell, that also will come outside. Okay. Or unwanted materials, they can enter inside the cell. So what will happen? It will affect the activities of the cell. It affects the metabolic activities. Metabolic activities means regular activities of the cell. Activities of the cell. Okay. Now second question. What will happen if there is no Golgi apparatus? What will happen if there is no Golgi apparatus? So if there is no Golgi apparatus, what will happen? They are asking. So what the Golgi apparatus will do? It will store the food material. Okay. So the Golgi apparatus, actually, what is the actual function of the Golgi apparatus? The function of the Golgi apparatus is storage. Okay. So if there is no Golgi apparatus, there will be no storage. There will be no storage. Okay. And there will not be any production of lysosomes. There will not be any production of lysosomes. Sometimes if there is no Golgi apparatus, it can also lead to cell death. It can also lead to cell death. Okay. Now, third question, which is called as powerhouse of the cell? Why? Which is called as powerhouse of the cell and why? So, which is called as the powerhouse of the cell? Mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell. Okay, so mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell. Why it is called as powerhouse of the cell? Because it is the place where energy is released. Okay, so it is the place where energy is released in the form of what? ATP molecules. Energy is released in the form of ATP molecules. What is ATP? Adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine triphosphate. Okay, next. How does amoeba obtain its food? How does amoeba obtain its food? So how amoeba will get its food, that I will explain with the help of a diagram. Suppose if this is a amoeba. Okay. Suppose if this is amoeba and it is having a nucleus. Okay. So this is amoeba and this is the nucleus of the amoeba. Okay, here the food is present. So how the amoeba will obtain its food? So the amoeba will go and cover its food. Amoeba is a single cell organism. It has only single cell. So it will go and cover its food. So what will happen is, this amoeba, okay, it will change its structure and it will go and cover the food. Okay, so it will extend the cell in the form of a arm. Okay, in the form like a hand, it will extend the cell in the form of a hand and it will cover the food and it will push inside its cell. Okay, this extended arm is called as pseudopodia. What it is called? It is called as pseudopodia. Okay, so this pseudopodia, it will come and cover the food and it will push the food inside the cell. Okay, so after this, what will happen? The food will go inside the cell. So nucleus will be here and the food will be present inside the cell. So this is how the amoeba will obtain its food. Okay. So how we can write? The amoeba obtains its food with the help of pseudopodia. The help of pseudopodia. So what the pseudopodia will do? It will merge with the food and it will push the food inside the cell. Okay. The pseudopodia merges with the food and pushes it inside the cell, and it will push it inside the cell. Okay, understood? Now the next one, fifth question. Where are lipids and proteins synthesized? Where are lipids and proteins synthesized in the cell? So where are lipids and proteins synthesized? Proteins already in yesterday in one question I told you. So proteins are synthesized in the ribosomes. Proteins are synthesized in the ribosomes, which are present in rough endoplasmic reticulum, which are present in rough endoplasmic reticulum. Where are lipids synthesized? Lipids are synthesized in the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. They are synthesized in the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Understood? Next question is, what is osmosis? What is osmosis? Osmosis means, suppose if there is a cell, okay, what the cell will be having? The cell will be having a plasma membrane. Okay. Now the solvent will move from outside the cell to inside the cell, or from inside the cell to outside the cell. Okay, solvent will be moving. Solvent means usually water. Water will be moving from outside the cell to inside the cell, or from inside the cell to outside the cell. Okay, where the concentration is low, from that area to where the concentration is less. Suppose here if the concentration is low, and here if the amount, concentration means amount. If the amount of solvent is less and here the amount of solvent is high, means it will move from less concentration area to high concentration area. Suppose here if it is low and here if it is high, means then the solvent will move from low concentration area to high concentration area. So osmosis means the movement of solvent molecules from a region of lower concentration to a region of higher concentration. From a region of lower concentration to a region of higher concentration is called as osmosis. Or you can write higher concentration through plasma membrane. That also you can mention. Through semi-permeable membrane. Through semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. So understood? So today we have studied 6 important question answers in this lesson. Your homework is you must draw and label plant cell and animal cell. Draw and label plant cell and animal cell in your tuition notebook.